photosynthesis is a physiological process in all plants containing chlorophyll. So the reaction of photosynthesis, CO2 plus H2O gives rise to glucose and oxygen in the presence of light, where light energy is used as the source of energy. And so here the photosynthesis requires 4 raw materials: CO2, water, light and chlorophyll. Now the reaction of photosynthesis, so far what we have studied, it is taking place in 2 phases. So F.F. Blackman showed that the photosynthetic reaction occurs in 2 phases. The first phase where light is required, the second phase where light is not required. So the first phase where light is required, it is called as the light reaction, and the second phase where light is not required, it is called as the dark reaction. So in the light reaction, what are the events which occur in light reaction? So in light reaction, the water is used to produce oxygen, and here in the light reaction, the main event which takes place is photophosphorylation. Now photophosphorylation is the formation of ATP by addition of inorganic phosphate to ADP to form ATP in the presence of light is called as photophosphorylation. So addition of the inorganic phosphate to ADP to form ATP in the presence of light is called photophosphorylation. So photophosphorylation is the main event in the light reaction. Now before photophosphorylation, there is photoexcitation. So the excitation of the electrons in the reaction center of the photosystem takes place. So photons of the light, so they reach the photosystem, and the photoreaction center, that is the reaction center, in case of PS1 it is P700, in case of PS2 it is P680. So the reaction center receives the light energy, and each electron which is moving in a particular orbit receives the energy from one photon. The energy present in one photon is transferred to electron. As a result, the electron gets excited due to the receiving of the energy. Now this excited electron that is moving in its own orbit at a particular spin, it escapes to the outermost orbit. It escapes to the outer orbit and ultimately to the outermost orbit, and finally it escapes from the reaction center or the chlorophyll molecule. So when the excited electron escapes from the reaction center or the chlorophyll molecule is said to be oxidized. So that is due to the loss of electrons. So the compound which donates electrons, which loses electrons, is said to be oxidized, and that is oxidation reaction. The compound which accepts electrons is said to be reduced, and that is the reduction reaction. So here the reaction center is oxidized, and the excited electron, where it goes, what is the fate of the excited electron? So this is what is called as the photoexcitation. that is due to the light, that is the energy of the photon, the electrons gets excited, and the excited electrons escape from the photosystem, and ultimately it is lost from the chlorophyll. So this is photoexcitation. And what is the fate of the excited electron? Now this excited electron is carried by various electron carriers. There are different types of electron carriers where they receive the excited electron, and when they are passing the electron from one to the other, energy is released by the excited electron. That energy is used in the formation of ATP. So that means inorganic phosphate is added to ADP in the presence of energy to form ATP, and that is how the ATP is formed. We call this as phosphorylation. As this occurs in the presence of light, it is photophosphorylation. Now in cyclic, what we have studied is PS1 is involved in the cyclic photophosphorylation. Now when PS1 alone is involved, the electrons from the PS1 are received by ferredoxin and ferredoxin reducing substance, FRS. So and these electrons, the electrons are passed to a series of cytochromes. So there are different types of cytochromes. So cytochromes are electron carriers. They are one kind of protein molecules which are capable of carrying electrons, that is oxidoreduction reactions. They receive electrons and they pass electrons, they donate electrons. And during the movement of the electrons, that is the excited electron, in the series of cytochromes, energy is released, and that is used in the formation of ATP. Now the energy lost electron, where the electron is normal, it occupies the same position in the reaction center. Now where the electron was occupying in the particular orbit, so there the electron will come and occupy, and thus the electron or the molecule is brought to the ground state, or in other words the reaction center is brought to the ground state. This is what actually takes place in cyclic. So single ATP is formed, and only PS1 is involved in cyclic. Now in the non-cyclic, both PS1 and PS2 are involved. So when PS1 and PS2 both are involved, and here this non-cyclic, both the electrons from both the photosystems, they get excited, they get lost, means they escape. When they get escaped, they are also received by electron carriers. So the electrons of PS2 are received by pheophytin, and from pheophytin they are passed on to a series of cytochromes, and when they are passing through the series of cytochromes, the electrons, they release the energy and used in the formation of ATP. So these electrons, after releasing the energy, they occupy the PS1. See, the electrons of PS2 occupy PS1 after formation of ATP. But the electrons of PS1, they are accepted by the primary acceptor. So the first electron acceptor is the primary acceptor. So ferredoxin is the primary acceptor. It is the first electron acceptor which then passes to FRS, and then these electrons are accepted by a compound called as NADP. Now NADP means it is a compound. Its full form is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. So NADP, when it receives the electrons, it is now called as NADP2E. That means 2 electrons are added to NADP. Now simultaneously, by this time, a small event occurs in the reaction or in this process, that is photolysis of water, or which is also called as photoionization of water, where the water splits into hydrogen and hydroxyl ions. So hydroxyl and hydrogen ions are formed, that means protons are formed. Now 2 protons, that means 2 H plus ions, they combine with the 2 electrons and form H2, and ultimately NADP is reduced to NADPH2, or it is also written as NADPH plus H plus, H raised to plus. So that is the NADP reduction takes place. So the electrons of the PS1 are received by NADP, and the electrons which are lost by PS2, from where the electrons should occupy here, because the electrons of PS2 has occupied PS1, the electrons of PS1 are received by NADP and resulting in the reduction of NADP. Now the OH minus ions, hydroxyl ions, so these hydroxyl ions, they combine with a compound called as ZMN complex. Now this ZMN complex, it is a protein complex where the OH ions are accepted to produce oxygen and electrons. Now oxygen is the byproduct. So here the water is split to form oxygen. So the electrons which are produced during this reaction, these electrons will occupy PS2, and thus the non-cyclic photophosphorylation where PS1 and PS2 are involved, the 2 photosystems are necessary for this. Then the electrons which are transferred from PS2, PS1, from PS1 to NADP, like that. So these electrons move in a Z manner, Z fashion. Hence this electron transport is called as Z scheme electron transport. So this non-cyclic photophosphorylation, here also ATP is formed and NADPH2 is formed. And this non-cyclic photophosphorylation is necessary because NADPH2 is essential in the dark reaction. So that is, in the dark reaction, suppose this is the chloroplast, so this is the outer membrane, inner membrane. So these are the thylakoids. So the thylakoids are flat structures arranged like this. So here the light reaction takes place where the chlorophyll is present. So this is the photosystems which are present here. So the photosystems are present and here the light reaction takes place. Now this NADH2 will come out into the NADPH2 will come into the the stroma. So this is the stroma and these are the thylakoids. So the thylakoids contain photosynthetic units, that is the photosystems 1 and 2. So in this thylakoid, the light reaction takes place, because for light reaction PS1 and PS2 are necessary. PS1 and PS2 are present only in the thylakoids and in the stroma lamellae, but not in the stroma fluid. So in the stroma, the dark reaction takes place. This is the dark reaction. So dark reaction does not require light, does not require chlorophyll. It requires CO2. That is why, as photosystems are not necessary, PS1 and PS2 are not necessary, light is not necessary, so the dark reaction takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. Now what is this dark reaction? We shall see. What are the events of the dark reaction? So the dark reaction takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast, and this dark reaction is also called as C3 pathway, or it is also called as Calvin cycle. This is the dark reaction which takes place in the stroma. Now what happens in the dark reaction? Now in the stroma there is a compound called as RUBP. So RUBP is a compound, pentose sugar. So this ribulose is a pentose sugar, 5-carbon sugar, ketose sugar. Now this ribulose 5-carbon sugar combines with the 1-phosphate to form RUMP, ribulose monophosphate. Now this ribulose monophosphate, now suppose this is ribulose compound. So here H, OH and all these are present. This is a 5-carbon compound. So this phosphate is attached to this, and this is attached by ATP. So this ribulose gets attached with the 1-phosphate to form ribulose monophosphate. Now another second phosphate will attach to RUMP. Now the second phosphate, when it attaches to RUMP, it is called ribulose biphosphate. So there are 2 phosphates in ribulose, so that is ribulose biphosphate is formed. So ribulose biphosphate is formed, which is abbreviated as RUBP. So this is present in stroma. So RUBP is present in the stroma. The dark reaction starts from RUBP. So the CO2 which enters into the cells, so light which enters into the cells, it brings about the light reaction. That is the cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation in the photosystems where chlorophyll is present. Now the CO2 which has entered into the through the stomata, the CO2 which has entered into the leaf cells, ultimately reaching the photosystem or reaching the stroma of the chloroplast. It has entered through the stomata during the daytime. So that CO2 combines with ribulose biphosphate. it combines with ribulose biphosphate like this. When it combines with ribulose biphosphate, this forms a 6-carbon compound which is called as 6-carbon keto compound, and it is a unstable compound actually. So that means when ribulose gets combined with CO2, one more carbon is added to this, so this is added here, 6-carbon compound is formed. Now this 6-carbon compound will soon split, and it will split into 3-carbon compounds. This is a 6-carbon compound which is an unstable compound. It soon splits to form 2 3-carbon compounds. This is one 3-carbon compound, this is another 3-carbon compound. Now this each compound containing a phosphate. Now first it was a 6-carbon compound. Now initially actually it was a 5-carbon ribulose biphosphate. Now when carbon dioxide is added to this, 1 carbon is added to this, and 5 carbon becomes 6 carbon. When the 6-carbon compound is formed, it is an unstable compound. It is a keto compound where its exact chemical nature is not known till today, because it soon splits into 2 compounds, 3-carbon compound. So this is a 3-carbon compound and this is a 3-carbon compound. So 2 molecules, this is one molecule and this is molecule. So when this splits, that means it undergoes cleavage, we can say. Cleavage means splitting. So splitting of this takes place, and it is called as 3-phosphoglyceric acid, or it is also written as PGA. So 3-phosphoglyceric acid is formed. So 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglyceric acid is formed here. Now when the phosphoglyceric acid is formed, next step what happens, the 3-PGA will be converting into the next step, that is phosphoglyceraldehyde actually. So phosphoglyceraldehyde takes place. Phosphoglyceraldehyde, which is shortly written as PGALD, and this is done by the formation of the reduction of NADPH2 to form NADP. See, the electrons of NADP are received by 3-PGA. That means 3-PGA is reduced. So 3-PGA is reduced, and there is a reduction of the 3-PGA. The electrons of the NADPH2 are accepted by 3-PGA and NADP is formed. So to result phosphoglyceraldehyde. And however, energy is used in this process. ATP is used for this formation. Again you can mention here. So ATP is used to form ADP. That is how the PGALD is formed. So this is how the formation of PGALD takes place. Now here what happens next? So here one molecule of RUBP combines with one CO2. See, one RUBP combines with one CO2 to form one keto compound, unstable compound you can say. This unstable compound splits to form 2-PGA. Means one CO2 and one RUBP forms 2-PGA. Now similarly 6 RuBP and 6 CO2 will be used in the reaction to form 12 molecules of PGA. So one by one 6 turns it will take. Means simultaneously 6 RuBP and 6 CO2 will not combine. 1 RuBP, 1 CO2 PGA means 2 molecules of 3 PGA. Next another RuBP, another CO2, another 2 molecules of PGA. Like that 6 turns are taking place where 6 CO2 and 6 RuBP are used to produce 12 PGA. So first 12 PGA are formed, then 12 NADH2 are used to reduce 12 PGA. So each PGA accepts the electrons of NADPH2. So this NADPH2 is produced during the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So that NADPH2 is now oxidized. The electrons of the NADPH2 are accepted by PGA and this PGA is reduced. So reduced PGA is now converted into phosphoglyceraldehyde in the presence of energy that is used from ATP. Now this PGALD which is formed, so that PGALD is also 12 PGALD. So 12 PGA form 12 PGALD. Now out of the 12 PGALD, so PGALD is also a 3 carbon compound. So this is a 5 carbon compound. This is a 6 carbon compound. This is a 3 carbon compound. This is also a 3 carbon compound. Now out of the 12 PGA, 2 molecules they condense or they combine, condensation takes place. So PGALD and PGALD they combine and form actually glucose, but there is a process there how glucose is formed. So 2 PGALD they actually combine to form a fructose diphosphate because 2 phosphates are there. Now we are not studying the details of that process. So fructose diphosphate forms fructose 6-phosphate by releasing 1 phosphate. Then fructose 6-phosphate forms glucose 6-phosphate. Isomerization. Fructose is converted into its isomer glucose. Then glucose 6-phosphate is converted into glucose. So we just mention the formation of glucose, that's all. So to know the details of this reaction, that is how glucose is formed. So glucose is a 6 carbon compound formed by 2 molecules of PGALD. There are still 10 PGALD molecules. There are remaining 10 PGALD. Now these remaining 10 PGALD, they are used in the regeneration of RuBP. So the 10 PGALD, so remaining 10 molecules, they are used in the regeneration of RuBP, 6 RuBP. So 10 molecules of PGALD are used in the regeneration of RuBP. Again there are steps here. Now 10 PGALD will not directly form RuBP. There are different compounds formed, intermediate compounds. So 10 PGALD will combine to form pseudohaptulose phosphate. Then pseudohaptulose phosphate forms erythrose phosphate. Then erythrose phosphate forms xylulose phosphate. Then xylulose phosphate forms ribose phosphate. Then ribose phosphate will form ribulose phosphate, ribulose biphosphate. That is how various intermediate compounds are here, which we are not concerned to study in detail. So just to know an extra information. So some intermediate compounds are formed. So 10 molecules of PGLD remaining, they are used in the regeneration of the RUBP. So RUBP which was used in the starting, the RUBP which was present in the stroma, it is the regenerated. So as the starting compound is regenerated, hence it is called as a cyclic reaction. So cyclic photophosphorylation, where the electrons have started, they come and occupy the same position. But in non-cyclic, where the electrons are initiated, they occupy in some other place. So here the RUBP is regenerated by 10 molecules. So as I said, just we mention 10 molecules of PGLD are used in the regeneration of RUBP, that's all. But actually there are certain intermediate compounds which are formed like pseudoheptulose phosphate, then erythrose phosphate, xylulose phosphate, ribose phosphate, then ribulose phosphate. So that is how ribulose phosphate is regenerated, and again the 6 RUBP are again further used in the other reaction. And one more important thing in this is, now in the formation of this 6 carbon compound, here there is an enzyme that takes part here. So that enzyme is usually referred as Rubisco enzyme. This is the name of the enzyme. Now Rubisco means the RUBP carboxylase, it is called as actually. So this Rubisco means RUBP carboxylase enzyme. So RUBP and CO2 combine in the presence of this enzyme, which is commonly called as Rubisco enzyme. Rubisco is actually the abbreviation. It is the name of that enzyme is RUBP carboxylase, means ribulose biphosphate carboxylase enzyme is the enzyme which involves. So if this enzyme is absent, CO2 and RUBP will not combine to form the 6 carbon compound, which is unstable, and this unstable compound is soon dissociated, means it soon dissociates to form the PGA. So that is how the dark reaction takes place. So here when we see in this reaction, so if you remember the photosynthetic reaction, just to recall the equation here, so 6 CO2 and 6 O2 are used in the, and 6 water are used by green plants in the presence of light. So 6 CO2, water, light and chlorophyll forms carbohydrate, oxygen is released. In the light reaction, we have seen that water is used to produce oxygen. So there the water splits, photolysis of water takes place in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So that photolysis of water is also called as photoionization of water. Water splits to form oxygen. And in the dark reaction, CO2 is used to produce glucose, carbohydrate. So this is the CO2. See, 6 CO2 is used to produce 1 glucose molecule. So to produce 1 glucose, 6 CO2 are necessary. So here when you see this reaction, there is no use of light, there is no use of the photosystem. Only this CO2 is the main raw material, and these enzymes and this starting compound is present in the stroma. So in the stroma, so the dark reaction starts with the presence of a 5-carbon sugar in the stroma called as ribulose. Now this ribulose is added with 1-phosphate to form RUMP, and this RUMP combines with another phosphate to form RUBP. Then RUBP, which is formed in the stroma, combines with the CO2 in the presence of Rubisco enzyme, or called as RUBP carboxylase enzyme, to form an unstable compound which soon splits, undergoes cleavage, means splitting, to form 3-phosphoglyceric acid. Now 3-phosphoglyceric acid means 2 molecules of PGA are formed. Similarly, 6 RUBP, 6 CO2 will enter into the reaction and form 12 PGA. So 1 RUBP, 1 CO2 forms 2 PGA. Similarly, 6 RUBP and 6 CO2 will enter to form 12 PGA. So these 12 PGA undergo reduction. The PGA will receive the electrons from NADPH2. So 12 PGA receives electrons from 12 NADH2, and this PGA, when it is reduced in the presence of energy, it is converted into phosphoglyceraldehyde. So 12 PGA are converted into 12 phosphoglyceraldehyde. That is by reduction process. Now out of the 12 PGALD, 2 PGALD undergo condensation. They condense to form 1 molecule of glucose, where again intermediate compounds are there, which I have already mentioned. 2 PGALD, they form actually fructose 1,6 biphosphate, and fructose 1,6 biphosphate, it is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. It undergoes isomerization to form glucose 6-phosphate. Again glucose 6-phosphate, by the removal of the phosphate, glucose is formed. So ultimately 2 molecules, they form glucose. Now the remaining 10 molecules of PGALD, they are used in the regeneration of the 6 RUBP, which has been used in the reaction. So this regeneration again involves the various intermediate formation of intermediate compounds, and thus RUBP is regenerated. So that is how 6 CO2 gives rise to 1 glucose in the dark reaction. And so I said this dark reaction is so called because it does not takes place in the by using light. It takes place in the day itself. Now in the day, light reaction and dark reaction are continuously going on. If there is light reaction now, then in the next consecutive there will be the dark reaction, but light is not used, that's all. So light is not necessary, hence it is called as a dark reaction. And here the first stable compound formed in this reaction is a 3-carbon compound. So actually the reaction starts here, which is already, this is already present. Now actually this is the new compound which is formed, but it is unstable. We cannot recognize the nature of this compound. It soon dissociates and forms PGA. The PGA is a stable compound. The first stable compound formed in this reaction is a 3-carbon compound, hence it is called as C3 pathway. So this C3 pathway is so called because the first stable compound is the 3-carbon compound, and it is also called as Kelvin's cycle. Now Kelvin's cycle is so called because it is explained by a scientist called as Melvin Kelvin. So Melvin Kelvin, he actually discovered this cycle of reactions, So Melvin Kelvin of USA, he discovered whatever takes place in this reaction. See, Blackman said that there are two steps in the photosynthesis, light reaction and dark reaction. But he did not explain what actually takes place during light reaction, what actually takes place during dark reaction. He simply said that photosynthesis occurs in two phases, light reaction and dark reaction. But in light reaction, whatever that occurs was discovered by Robin Hill, hence it is called as Hill's reaction. Now in the dark reaction, whatever the compounds which are formed, what are the intermediates which are formed in the dark reaction, they were discovered by Melvin Kelvin, a professor of biochemistry. So a chemistry professor, biochemistry, he actually explained these reactions. So that means by just seeing this, we believe that it is just a chemical reaction. There is no anything like biological part in this. We just go on saying that this compound forms this compound and that compound forms that compound and so on. So that means it was actually discovered by a professor of biochemistry, Melvin Kelvin, and for this work actually he was awarded the Nobel Prize for the discovery of this cycle. So hence this is called as Kelvin cycle, that's all. So Melvin Kelvin discovered this cycle, or he described the events of the dark reaction, hence it is called as the Kelvin cycle. And actually Kelvin's group it is actually, Kelvin alone, not he. There are two other who supported Kelvin to discover this cycle. So they are, but usually we do not mention these two scientists, but we should know that these are also the other two which supported Kelvin for the discovery of the dark reaction, for the reactions or for the events of the dark reaction, for the intermediates which are formed in the dark reaction. So along with Kelvin, Benson and Besham, these two supported Kelvin to discover all these compounds, and that is how this Kelvin's cycle was discovered, and this is the dark reaction. So that is this dark reaction, it is also asked for a 5 marks question. So this Kelvin's cycle takes place in the stroma, remember. So overall photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplast, that is different. But actually in photosynthesis there are two steps, first phase and second phase. So the first phase takes place in the thylakoids, the second phase takes place in the stroma. So that is light reaction here, dark reaction in the stroma. So the thylakoids, or in other words the grana are the regions of light reaction, are the sites of the light reaction, and the stroma is the region or the site of the dark reaction. So the dark reaction does not require photosystems, does not require light, hence it occurs in the stroma, and that is how the carbohydrate is formed in this chloroplast. So this is the photosynthetic reaction. See, but simply when we say what is photosynthesis, we just say photosynthesis is preparation of food by green plants using CO2 and water in the presence of light energy. So this green plants means chlorophyll. So preparation of food. Now food means only carbohydrate, remember. So only carbohydrate is formed during photosynthesis, not proteins or not any lipids. So that is why it is the synthesis of simple sugar, synthesis of simple carbohydrate formed by the cells, the green plants, using CO2 and water in the presence of light energy. That is how it is produced. The glucose is produced. So oxygen is released as the byproduct. So that oxygen is released through the stomata. So the leaves which are having the stomata, CO2 enters into the leaves, oxygen releases out of the leaves. So that is, the oxygen is the byproduct of photosynthesis. That oxygen does not remain inside the leaf cells. So this is about the reactions of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis takes place under two steps: light reaction and a dark reaction. So this occurs in all plants. So but in bacteria, the photosynthesis is somewhat different. There actually the oxygen, the splitting of the water is not taking place. Oxygen is released, but not by photolysis. Hence the photosynthesis in bacteria is different. So that is why we have given the title, or we study the photosynthesis only in higher plants. In higher plants it takes place by this way, and thus it is different in the microorganisms. So this is about the photosynthesis in higher plants.